All right, Eric, so where are we today?
Here we are at the signing for the Captain Power and Skeleton Warriors DVD release event, Dark Delicacies. We're going to talk about the opening of this ceremony.
Absolutely. First of all, we got to thank all the Facebook fans who've been communicating with us over the weeks, actually months, since we first announced the DVD release of Comic-Con. All of you guys who submitted questions, thank you so much. Some of those questions will be answered today by the great batch of people we're going to have here signing DVDs. We wanted to give this little introduction because out of all the submissions we had, the one question that keeps coming up, I would say 75% of the questions we got, the main question was, is Captain Power going to be coming back? Are you guys going to do anything with Captain Power?
I tell you what, we are actively developing this property and it looks good. That's all I can say right now. I can't say much, but here, 2012, we are actively developing the property and there are many plans to get this thing going. So
the creator of the show, Gary Goddard, is really excited about the possibilities for the show now. We're hoping to go out with this next year at some point and get it produced. So please continue to show support for the show, Facebook, on the internet, everywhere.
CaptainPowerReturns.net.
And now, on to the Q&A.
My fondest memory is when my mom and dad flew up and I had a limo go pick them up at the airport, and I remember I was on the set working and I saw them walk in and the crew was got them chairs and got them something to drink, and the look on my mom and dad's face was the best moment I think I ever had. That would be it.
Fondest memory of doing the show? Well, my fondest memory is what I talk about on the DVD, which is blowing the things to Kingdom Come. It's the best part of the entire show.
Special effects guy, what can you say? You know, all special effects were fun. Just every single one of them. It was just a blast. And building Volcania in the model shop, that was a lot of fun.
When we started doing the show, Gary said, if I'm going to crash and burn, I'm going to do it with a class act.
He hired us anyway.
And he hired us anyway, yeah. That's very true.
And he likes mature stories, and we like mature stories.
Right, he wanted to tell mature stories, even if... And one thing we always did in cartoons was never talk down to kids. So, on the other hand, we did push the envelope about as far as you could push it on what was ostensibly a children's show.
From the very beginning. From the very beginning.
So how does that happen?
We write that sci-fi for us. You know, we want to entertain ourselves. We're really into the cyberpunk at that time.
Very into cyberpunk at that time.
Terminator was just. We were really into
RoboCop.
So you know, these were the kind of science fiction that interested us. Hey, bones. Hard to say. But so that's the kind of sci-fi that we like, and we try to create for ourselves, our own worlds, our own characters.
Most of the stories we wanted to do, we did.
Yeah.
You know, except for the second season. Yeah. The second season we did.
And then there was the all nude episode, which we didn't do, which we wanted to do the all nude episode, but the problem was the power suits couldn't come out of their pores, so we had a story problem with that.
But they did come out of the pores.
It did, really?
So that's my thing is that the power suits are actually solidified sound. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Because you love sound. You're a noisy person.
How uncomfortable was the power suit? Well, pretty uncomfortable. But I don't want to. I'm the only one. If Sven was here, I would say my power suit was absolutely wonderful, because compared to the rest of them, mine was at least, I could sit down in a regular director's chair and in between scenes and relax a little bit. The problem with the suits were they had neoprene. That the kind of design on it was neoprene, which is made from wetsuit material, and that was very hot. So you would sweat and sweat, and then the armor, it was all Velcro straps. So after 10 to 15 hours, your circulation would start being affected by it. So you would kind of pray to, so every day at lunch, they'd call lunch, I'd run in my dressing room, put on shorts, and I'd go run 6 miles. Because I had to wear that suit too, because it was very unforgiving. Thank God I don't have to wear that thing today. So, but yeah, they were uncomfortable. Mine wasn't as bad as others, but yes, they were. But when you put it on, it also helped, I think, get you into the character. So I had no problem. After a while, you got used to it. It wasn't bad. Hey, after that, I had to go wear buckskins and run up and down mountains, so it wasn't that bad.
Well, the interesting thing about Eden 2 was that originally when we started working on the show, Captain Power was going to be much closer to Star Wars, and so it actually took place in outer space, on different planets. Originally, Eden 2 was going to be an artificial planet out in space. When we evolved the show to where it was basically Earth-based in its entirety, then Eden 2 became somewhere on Earth, much more like Shangri-La. So it was, I think when we were batting around, I think maybe we were thinking of placing it somewhere like the Himalayas or somewhere, very far away. But I think as the show evolved, we would have found a very interesting and unusual place to put it ultimately.
Power on.
Captain Power and the soldiers of the future.
How do I feel sitting here amongst all this talent and knowledge and groundbreaking type of minds? I feel like I should go get them a cup of coffee. Playing Captain Power was one of the best times of my life. But as an actor, all the writers, that's what made it work. It was the writing, and yes, we broke ground in computer animation, and we broke ground as far as interactive. That's great. But take it all out, look at the scripts, read the scripts, look at the show. That was a great show. So I'm honored to be here. I'm so happy that people still remember it. And I think a new version would be absolutely fantastic.
What's that behind you there?
Well, how did that get there? That looks like something we'll talk about later.